I'm going to be playing the Dale deck that I built against the 5th AP in the Arid Mithrin cycle, Mount Gundabad. And here are the 3 heroes that I'm using. I'm going to be using this to keep track of my threat and resources. Starting threat is 29. Draw our opening hand. I might not have so many allies, but because I have the King of Dale, I'm going to be keeping this hand. The side door, 1A. Add Dagnir to the staging area and set the first forge aside out of play. Create the Caves deck and the Quest deck. Attach Worm's Bane to a hero, broken side face up. Shuffle the encounter deck and discard cards from the top until X locations have been discarded, where X is 1 less than the number of players in the game. Add those locations to the staging area. So we don't need to discard any cards because there's only 1 player in the game. There's the first forge. Dagnir. He's 50 threat. X 7/5/20. Dragon. Indestructible. Immune to player card effects. X is 1 more than the number of side quests in the victory display. Can't have more than X damage each round. While there are at least 5 or more quest cards in the victory display, Dagnir can't leave the staging area and is considered to be engaged with each player. Here's Worm's Bane. Attached hero gets +1 attack, and if attached hero leaves play, the players lose the game. I'm going to attach it to Bran, son of Bane. One B. Forced. At the end of the planning phase, the first player looks at the top 2 cards of the quest deck, chooses 1 to place at the bottom of the quest deck, then adds the side door to the victory display and advance to the top stage 2A of the quest deck. And here's the Caves deck. And how the Caves deck comes into play is when you travel to a location with the deep keyword, you immediately discard that location and replace it with the top card of the Caves deck. Draw a card. Maprovanian. We're going to exhaust Verivore. Draw 2 cards. Labrian Stone and a Long Lake Trader. We're going to play the Maprovanian onto Bard Son of Brand. We get a draw card. And then we get to put 1 willpower onto Bard Son of Brand. Now we're going to quest. We're going to quest for 3. And there is 1 in the staging area. At the end of the planning phase, we look at the top 2 cards of the quest deck of 2As. We're going to put this at the bottom and leave this at the top. And when revealed, return Dagnir to the staging area. If exploring Gundabad is the current main quest, do not flip over until the beginning of the quest phase. Now we're up to 2. Now we flip this over, and each player can't play more than 1 card each phase. When this stage is defeated, the first player looks at the top 2 cards of the quest deck and chooses one to place the bottom of the quest deck, then flip over the top card of the quest deck. And Eyes in the Dark. Doom 1. When revealed, each player must choose either raise your threat by 1 for each questing character you control or discard a questing character. We're going to raise our threat by 1 because we have 1 questing character. So, after all things are said and done, we quested successfully by 1. Now we go to the end of the quest phase into the combat phase. And now we have a choice to bypass this stage. I'm going to bypass this stage. So this goes to the bottom. And then we'll wait to flip that one over when it's revealed. Next stage, we draw a card. Raise our threat by 1. Draw a card. Spare Hood and Cloak. We're going to play King of Dale onto Grandson of Bane. Now we're going to exhaust King of Dale and put Long Lake Trader into play. We're going to attach a Spare Hood and Cloak to the Long Lake Trader. We're going to draw a card. We're going to attach the Cleverian Stone to the Grandson of Bane. He gets +2 willpower. Now we're going to go into the questing phase. Dagner gets -5 engagement cost for each character the first player controls. Response: after player resolves an attack against Dagner, if Dagner has no hit points remaining, that player may discard a Reforge Worm's Bane he controls to add Dagner to the victory display. Then the players win the game. At the end of the combat phase, if there are 4 or fewer quest points in the victory display, players must bypass the stage. So we're going to just be bypassing the stage because we only have 1 in the victory display. And we're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. And there's 2 in the staging area. Afraid of the dark. Attach to a questing hero and remove it from the quest. Counts as a condition attachment with the text, limit once per hero. While the active location has the dark trait, reduce attached heroes' willpower to 0 and treat the text box as if it was blank except for traits. We're going to attach it to Bard, Son of Brand. So now we're only questing for 5, but we quested successfully. Now we're going to use Bearvor's ability. Draw 2 cards. Valiant Determination and Guardian of Escaros. Now we have to bypass stage and go to the next one. Go to the next round. Draw a card. Unexpected Courage. Now we're going to exhaust King of Dale and play Guardian of Escaros. Now we're going to play Hulberg of Mail onto Guardian of Escaros. We get to draw a card, Bow of You. And now Guardian of Escaros gets +1 defense. For the Hulberg of Mail, +1 willpower because he has a player attachment. +1 defense. Hit point. Attack. And willpower. Now he's a 3, 2, 3, 2. Now we're going to go into the questing phase. Imminent Pursuit. 6 quest points. After characters are committed to the quest, each player must deal 2 damage to a questing character he controls. When this stage is defeated, discard a non-unique enemy in play. At the end of the combat phase, the player may bypass this stage. So we're going to quest for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we're going to deal 2 damage to Bard, Son of Brand. So requesting for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And there is 2 in the staging area. Dark tunnel. 3. Threat. 3 quest points. Underground dark. Deep. While dark tunnels in the staging area, progress cannot be placed in dark locations in the staging area. So we added 3, bringing us up to 5. So we quested successfully by 8. That clears imminent pursuit. Now we're going to travel to the dark tunnel. And now we have to flip over the top card of the caves deck. Crumbling Ruins. 6 threat, 6 quest points. After Crumbling Caverns becomes the active location, each player assigns X damage among characters he controls, where X is the number of characters he controls. So that is a total of 5. Go to the next round. Well, before we go to the next round, we're going to draw 2 cards with Barabor. We're going to put a Northbound Lookout into play for free with the King of Dale. Then we're going to attach the Valiant Determination to the Guardian of Escaros. So he doesn't exhaust the quest. Now I'm going to play Bartering. I'm going to return the Map of Ravanian to my hand. And now the next attachment I play is reduced by 1. I'm going to play the Map of Ravanian onto the Northern Realm Lookout. I get draw a card. And North Realm Lookout gets +1 willpower for the Bard Son of Bran and +1 willpower and doesn't exhaust because of its ability. Now we get to go to the questing phase. The lower depths, when revealed, when revealed effects of the first treachery revealed each round cannot be cancelled. Forced, when this stage is defeated, search the cave stack for a location and make it the active location. Shuffle the cave stack. At the end of the combat phase, you may bypass this stage. So I'm going to quest for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And there is a total of 3 in the staging area. Mines of Gundabad, 3 threat. So that brings it up to 6. So we quest successfully by 10. That clears the climbing the caverns. And the lower depths. And when the stage is defeated, they search the cave stack for a location and make it the active location. We're going to put the Ancient Treasury. After Ancient Treasury becomes the active location, each player may choose. Reduce threat by 3, draw 2 cards, or add 1 resource to a hero's resource pool. Limit once per game. I'm going to reduce my threat by 3. So I don't have that many cards in here that reduce threat. Now we go to the next round. Again, before we go to the next round, draw 2 cards. I'm going to play a North round Lookout for free with the King of Dale. I'm going to play a Bow of Yew onto North round Lookout. I get to draw a card. Square Hood and Cloak. I'm going to exhaust Bearwar to draw 2 cards. Long Lake Trader and a Traffic from Dale. I'm going to play a Long Lake Trader. Now I'm going to play a Spare Hood and Cloak. I get to draw a card. Cloudroom's Greeting. Then I'm going to play a Traffic from Dale. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters with a player card attachment. Now I'm going to put 6 resources on the Bard's Son of Brand. I'm going to put a Wild Stallion into play. I'm going to put another Wild Stallion into play. And I'm going to spend 2 resources and put an Unexpected Courage onto Ranson of Bane. And then I'm going to attach a Wild Stallion to the Guardian of Escaros, adding 1 to each of its attributes. And then it gets also another 1 to each of its attributes for another player card attachment. So now it is a 6, 5, 6, 5, and doesn't exhaust a quest. Frenzied Warrens. 5 quest points. After characters are committed to the quest, discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. Add a random enemy discarded this way to the staging area. When this stage is defeated, reduce each player's threat by 5. At the end of the combat phase, players may bypass this stage. So we're going to commit this, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and we put 1 progress onto the active location. And there is a total of 7 in the staging area. And we have to discard the top 5 cards and add a random enemy to the staging area. Well, there's 2 enemies. It's the Guardian of Gundabad. Well, there are at least 3 or more quest cards in the victory display. Guardian of Gundabad gets +2 defense. And there's 3 in the victory display, so it gets +2 defense. And we reveal an Eyes in the Dark. Doom 1. Each player must choose. Either raise your threat by 1 for each questing character you control or discard a questing character. We're going to play a test of will and cancel that effect. So we quested successfully by 17. That clears the ancient treasury and the frenzied warrens, and we reduce our threat by 5. Now we're going to travel to the mines of Gundabad. That gets replaced with the top card of the deck, and it's the Lost Armory. Response. After Lost Armory becomes the active location, each player may search the counter deck for a weapon or armor attachment and add it to its hand. Shuffle their deck. Limit once per game for the group. I'm going to get the Ancestral Armor. Now we're going to engage the Guardian of Gundabad, attacking for 4. We're going to block with the Guardian Escaros. Attacking enemy gets +1, so he's attacking for 5. So no damage. And then we're going to attack back with Grandson of Bane for 4. And the 2 North Round Lookouts for 6. And the Wild Stallion for 7. And that does 4 damage to the Guardian of Gundabad. Now we're going to go to the next round. Dale Messenger. We're going to exhaust Barivore. Draw 2 cards. Long Lake Fisherman and a Ravanian Outrider. We're going to put a Long Lake Fisherman into play. With the King of Dale's effect. And we're going to search the top 5 cards of our deck. We're to say 2. So we're going to put the North Round Lookout into our hand. Now we're going to put the Dale Messenger into play. And we get to heal 1 damage from each character that has a player card attachment. We're going to put a bow of U onto the Dale Messenger. So we get a draw card, Ancestral Armor. Now we're going to go into the questing phase. We're going to quest for 5, 6, 7, 8, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And reveal the quest card, and it's the upper levels. 3 quest points. After characters are committed to the quest, each player raises their threat by 1. When this stage is defeated, shuffle the first forage into the caves deck. At the end of the combat phase, the players may bypass this stage. So we have to raise our threat by 1. And there's a total of 5, 6, 7, 8 in the 5 in the staging area, because he's engaged with us. And it's a Deep Dweller. 2 threats, so we got a total of 7. We quest successfully by 13. So that clears the Lost Armory and the upper levels. So we get to shuffle the first forage into the caves deck. And that is a location that's after the first forage becomes the active location. Exhaust the hero with Worm's Bane attached. That hero can't ready while the first forage is the active location. After the first forage is explored, flip Worm's Bane to its reforged side and attach it to any hero. Now there's 5 or more five or more quest cards in the victory display. So Dagnir is considered to be engaged with each player. And now we're going to deal out shadow cards. We're not going to engage the Deep Dweller. we're going to block Dagnir with the Dale Messenger. Attacking enemy gets +1, +3 instead if it has 3. There are 3 or more quests in the victory display. Yes, there is, so it's attacking for 10. Good thing I chump blocked. And when this goes to the discard pile, I get to return all the attachments to my hand. And then I'm going to block the Guardian of Gundabad with the Guardian of Escaroth. Attacking enemy gets +1, and if it's Dagnir, and +2 if Dagnir's engaged, so it gets +2, so attacking for 6, and we have 6 defense, so no damage. And now we're going to attack back with Brand, Son of Bane for 3. Bard, Son of Brand for 4, 5. Wild Stallion for 6. Seven, 8, 9, 10, and deal 5 damage to Dagnir. Go to the next round. Going to exhaust Bearborn to draw 2 cards. Map of Ravanian and a Guardian of Escaroth. We're going to play the Guardian of Escaroth. For free. Then we're going to attach Valiant Determination to the Guardian of Escaroth. We get draw a card, test the will. And he gets +1 to each of its attributes. And then we're going to attach the Wild Stallion. Now he gets +2 to each of its attributes. Then we're going to play an ancestral armor. So that gives another +1 to each of its attributes. And then +2 defense because of ancestral armor. And plus another +2 hit points because of ancestral armor. So now we have 6, 6, 7, 7, and doesn't exhaust the quest. And we only have one restricted attachment on the Guardian of Escaros. So we're going to attach the Bow of You. He doesn't get any more bonuses, but he does now have the ability that when he attacks, he deals 1 direct damage. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. We have to reveal the quest card, and it is Dagnir's Wrath. After characters are committed to the quest, Dagnir makes an immediate attack against each player with 6 or more characters. When this stage is defeated, deal 5 damage to Dagnir. This damage is not limited to Dagnir's text and does not count towards her X value. At the end of the combat phase, the players may bypass this stage. So we are going to quest for 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And Dagnir makes an immediate attack, and we're going to block with the Fisherman. And attacking enemy gets +1. If this attack destroys a character, each player discards a random card from his hand. So it destroys the Long Lake Fisherman. And we have to discard a random card from our hand. Halberg of May. So now the card we reveal is Afraid of the Dark. Attached to a questing hero and removed from the quest. Counts as a condition attachment with the text. Limit 1 per hero. While an active location has a dark trait, reduce attached hero's threat to 0 and treat its text box as if it were blank except for traits. we're going to play a test of will and cancel that effect. And there was 8 in the staging area. So he quests successfully by 15. That clears Dagnir's Wrath. So we put 5 damage onto Dagnir. And now going to the combat phase. We're going to block Dagnir with the Guardian of Esteros that has 7 defense. And discard an attachment you control. We're going to discard a Map of Ravanian. Now we're going to block the Guardian of Gundabad. With the Guardian of Escaros. No shadow. No damage. Now we're going to attack back with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 against Dagnir and deal 5 damage to Dagnir. Go to the next round. Square Hood and Cloak. We're going to use Bearbor's ability to draw 2 cards. We're going to put a North Round Lookout into play for free with King of Dale. We're going to play the Map of Ravanian onto a North Round Lookout. We get to draw a card. Wild Stallion. I'm going to put a Spare Hood and Cloak onto the North Round Lookout. Get to draw a card. We're going to play a Bow of You onto Bard, Son of Brand. Now we're going to the questing phase. Promoting Darkness, 4 quest points. Each player cannot play more than 1 card each phase. When this stage is defeated, the first player looks at the top 2 cards of the quest deck and chooses one to place at the bottom of the quest deck, then flip over the top card of the quest deck. At the end of the combat phase, player may bypass this stage. So we're going to quest for 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. And there is a total of 7, 8, 9 in the staging area. Forked passage. So that adds 2. So it brings it up to 11. So quest successfully by 15. That clears foreboding darkness. The first player looks at the top cards. There's only 1. And that goes on top. Now we are going to travel to the forked passage. So that's discarded and replaced with the frightened den. After frightened den becomes the active location, shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck and discard cards from the top until X enemies are discarded, where X is the number of players in the game. Add each enemy discarded this way to the staging area. Another Guardian of Gundabad. So he doesn't need to engage us, but the Deep Dweller is going to engage. And when it engages, it makes immediate attack. I'm going to block with the Guardian of Escaros. And it is no shadow, no damage. Now we're going to block Dagnir with the Guardian of Escaros that has 7 defense. No shadow, no damage. We're going to exhaust the North Realm Lookout and move the Spare Hood and Cloak to the Guardian of Escaros to ready it up. And then we're going to block the Guardian of Gundabad with the Guardian of Escaros. Attacking enemy gets +1, so 5 attack, no damage. Now we're going to exhaust the Long Lake Trader to ready up the Guardian of Escaros and block the Deep Dweller. And if it's attacked, it's undefended, it's not, so we take no damage. And now we can attack back. Now we can deal 5 damage, so we need to attack for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to exhaust the Long Lake Trader and move the square hood and cloak to the Guardian of Escaroth to ready him up. So now we're attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that puts 6 damage on. Now we go to the next round. Long Lake Fisherman. I'm going to put Long Lake Fisherman into play for free. And then we're going to say 2. I get to search the top 5 cards of our deck. We're going to put an Unexpected Courage into our hand. We're going to exhaust Barivore, draw 2 cards. Bartering and Traffic from Dale. We're going to exhaust a Long Lake Trader to move the Spare Hood and Cloak to a North Realm Lookout. And now we're going to exhaust the other Long Lake Trader to move the Spare Hood and Cloak to a Long Lake Fisherman. Now we're going to play a Traffic from Dale. And we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 resources. And we're going to put that onto Bard Son of Brand. So he's up to 10. We're going to play a Gladriel's Greeting and reduce our threat by 6. Play a Long Lake Fisherman. And we're going to say 2. We get a Guardian of Escaroth. I'm going to put a wild stallion into play. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. The Great Worm. Dagner gets -5 engagement costs for each character the first player controls. After a player resolves an attack against Dagner, if Dagner has no hit points remaining, that player may discard a reforged Wormsbane he controls to add Dagner to the victory display. Then the players win the game. At the end of the combat phase, if there are 4 or fewer quests in the victory display, the players must bypass this stage. So there's more than 4, so it's going to stay out. It's the last quest card, and we already have over 20 damage on Dagner, so right now all we're waiting for is to get the Wormsbane reforged. And the first forge is one of these 3 cards left in the Caves deck. At the moment there is 8, 9, 10 in the staging area. Now we're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 21 without exhausting. And the card we reveal is a Dragon's Breath Surge. When revealed, attached to a dragon enemy. Counts as a condition attachment with the text limit 1 per enemy. Forced. When attached enemy attacks you, deal 1 damage to each character you control. Then discard Dragon's Breath. We're going to play a Test of Will and cancel that effect. That would destroy too many characters. And got Surge, and now Suffocating Shadows. When revealed, each player assigns X damage among allies he controls, where X is 1 more than the number of quest cards in the victory display. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we quested successfully by 21. So that clears out the Frightful Den. Now we're not going to engage the Guardian of Gundabad. We're going to block Dagner with the Guardian of Escaros. It's not undefended, so no damage. We're going to block the Guardian of Gundabad with the Guardian of Vescaros. If attacking enemy is Dagnir, it's not. So no damage. And now we're going to block the Deep Dweller. Why don't we exhaust the Long-Legged Fisherman to attach a spare hood and cloak to Guardian of Gundabad of Escaros. Ready him up. And block the Deep Dweller. No shadow. No damage. Now we're going to attack with Brad, Son of Bane for 4 and destroy the Guardian of Gundabad. And now we're going to ready him up again and attack with the Brad, Son of Vane, and destroy him. And there's no need to attack the dragon because he's already got enough damage to destroy him once we get the reforged. So we go to the end of the round. Draw a card. There we go. There's the Dale Messenger. We're going to play a Dale Messenger. And that heals 1 damage from each character with a player card attachment. So that heals up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You should still have that. 7 damage. Because these cards don't have its player card attachments. Now we're going to put in a Guardian of Escaros for free. We're going to attach a Valiant Determination to the Guardian of Escaros. We get a draw card. Now we're going to play Ancestral Armor. Oh. We're going to play a Hulverk Male. And that gives them plus more defense, and then +1 to each of its attributes. Now we're going to return the Calabrian stone to my hand with the bartering. Now the next card attachment I play is reduced by 2. I'm going to put in Ancestral Armor. That's going to go on to the Guardian of Escaros. And we're going to exhaust both the Long Lake Traders to move the Spear Hood and Cloaks to the Messenger of Dale. And the North Realm Lookout. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. Hopefully we'll get an location. We're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 without exhausting. And there is 11 in the staging area. Reveal a location, yes. Dagnir gets -10 engagement cost, doesn't matter. It's already almost at probably 0 by now. And we quest successfully. Now we're going to travel to the mines of Gundabad, and we get an underground lake. X is the number of characters controlled by the player with the most characters. And after an ally enters play, exhausted. So this is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, we're still not going to engage the Guardian of Gundabad. And we're going to block Dagnir with the Guardian of Escaros. And attacking enemy gets +1. And we have 8 defense, so no damage. Go to the next round. Before we go to the next round, we'll just exhaust Barivore to draw 2 cards. Well, now we're going to play first we're going to exhaust Barivore to draw 2 cards. Now we're going to put in the Redwater Sentry. For free. And then we can put a armor attachment on him for -1. We're going to put the Squire's Helm. Now we get to draw a card. Map of Ravanian. I'm going to play a Map of Ravanian onto Long Lake Fisherman. I'm going to put a Squire's Helm onto a Long Lake Trader. Actually, we're not going to do... Oh yeah, now we're not going to play that. We're going to play a Traffic from Dale. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 characters with a attachment. So that we're going to put 11 resources onto Bard, Son of Brand. And right now, at the moment, his text box is blank. We're going to play a Gladrium's Greeting. Reduce our threat by 6 down to 23. Play an Unexpected Courage on the Barivore. Put in a Ravanian Outrider. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. You have to add a couple more to this because we put 2 more allies into play. Now we're going to quest for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 26 without exhausting. And there is a total of 8, 9, 10, 11 in the staging area. Suffocating Shadows. When revealed, each player assigns X damage among allies he controls, where X is 1 more than the number of quest cards in the victory display. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we clear out the quest successfully for 14. So we put 14 progress onto the active location. Now we're going to block the Agnir with the Guardian of Escaros. Attacking enemy gets +2 if it's engaged with the Agnir, so he's attacking for 9, so we take 1 damage. Go to the next round. Gonna quest again for 26 without exhausting. Desecrated Ruins. And it gets +2 if there's more than 3 quest cards in the victory display. So there is a total of 4 so we're up to 15. So we're quest successful for 11. That clears the underground lake. I'm forgetting all about the map of Ravanian that should be putting progress down. And now we're going to travel. And we replace it with this. The first forge, there we go. Now we're going to block So after the first forage becomes the active location, exhaust the hero with Worm's Bane attached. That hero cannot ready while the first forage is in play. So we're exhausting Rand, Son of Bane, and now we're going to block Dagnir with the Guardian of Escaroth. That's 1 damage. And discard an attachment I control. I'm going to discard the King of Dale. I don't need that anymore. Don't have any allies to put in play. Go to the next round. Should be the last one. And now we're going to quest again for 26 without exhausting. And it's the Narrow Stair. When facing with the option to travel, the first player must travel to the Narrow Stair. So that is a total of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in the staging area. So we quested successfully by 13. So that clears out the first forage. After the first forage is explored, flip Worm's Bane to its 3 forage side and attach it to any hero. We're going to flip it and attach it back to the Worm's Bane, and then ready it up with Unexpected Courage. And now attached character gets plus X, where X is 1 more than the number of quest cards in the victory display. So that's a total of 7, so it gets plus 8. So now it's attacking for 12. And we have to travel to the winding stair. And now we put in the last card from the cave stack after the players commit characters to the quest. So it's not going to be a problem because I'm not going to be committing any more characters to the quest. So I'm going to block Dagnir with the Guardian of Escaroth. And gets plus 2. So it's attacking for 9, so we take 1 damage. And now we're going to have come to the last blow. We're attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and destroy and do 29 damage to Dagnir and flip over discard Worm's Bane. And add Dagnir to the victory display and win the game. Well, there we go. This shows how powerful Dale decks can be once they get going. So if you feel that there's a quest you've had trouble with and you want to really show how you can beat a deck, you can play Dale. Have a great day.